Hi guys, Folk here and welcome to another FIFA 21 SBC video. It is Thursday at 6 PM, Christmas Eve, and the final day of the Foot Freeze promo, and EA have given us a Liverpool player to finish off the Foot Freeze promo, Roberto Firmino as a centre midfielder. I'm not going to lie, bit disappointed because I was really hoping for either a Trent as a CDM, because eventually he will play in the midfield, or either a Firmino as a centre-back, considering he has played centre-back for like the majority of this season. But they're giving us a Firmino as a centre midfielder. Don't get me wrong, he looks like amazing, but it's a bit weird. You know, Firmino with 86 defending is very weird, but and 5 segments to his SBC, which is absolutely crazy. I won't be reviewing him or anything like that. I'm in no mood to play FIFA at all today, to be quite honest. On Christmas Eve, it's just like not the best day to be able to play it. Also, Delort for the League On Player of the Month looks pretty decent. I can link to that mullet card as well that was available as like an objective card from a few weeks ago. But yeah, Firmino. So we'll have a look at his in-game stats in a second. But the first score is going to be an 84 rate with very high chemistry, a tradable pack in return. An 85 as the second one with still high chemistry. This is not worth doing. 86, 86, 88. Are you mad? Are you mad? Nah, that's not worth it for Roberto Firmino. Like, even as a Liverpool player, that's just not worth it at all. What is it? What is the in-game stats? I mean, 5-star skill is fantastic. 4-star weak foot, high work rates. 5'11" as a centre midfielder just isn't great at all, is it, to be quite honest? I mean, you see, I suppose the thing that is good about this card, having said that, is that as a centre midfielder, you could still play him as a striker, or you could play him as a cam, which is good. But obviously, the bad thing about that is he's got 86 defending, so what they've done is they've made this card very defensive minded, to the point that I'd have to compare his attacking stats with his inform cards. I reckon this card compared to his inform in terms of like attacking stats is pretty much the same. Like, the one thing that they're giving him is 86 defending, which would be useless as a cam or a striker. Whilst you could play him in that position, you know, you'd rather just go and buy someone off the market who'd be just as effective. Like, you know, De Bruyne as a cam is better than this Firmino card, in my personal opinion anyway. His in-game stats, so his pace is okay. Obviously not great for a striker, but as a cam or any other midfield position, it's fine. I mean, a bit positioning at 86 is good. Finishing at 80 is very average. 82 shot power isn't great. I really don't want to, like, be so harsh on this card, but it's just, I mean, whilst he is a good card, don't get me wrong, it's just, I just don't think it's good value for money. 92 vision, 93 short passing, which is fantastic. As long passing as a centre midfielder at 82 obviously isn't that good. His dribbling, for the most part, is very nice. Balance and agility on the low side for the 80s, but still not too bad. His defensive stats are amazing. I mean, 90 stand tackle on a Roberto Firmino card just is so unrealistic. I've never seen him make a tackle ever. And whilst he's been great for Liverpool the past few games, and I'm very happy to see him scoring again for Liverpool, it's just such a weird card. Like, giving us a Firmino as a centre-back would have been just so much more realistic, and actually just would have made so much more sense, because this promo has been about giving cards position changed other versions, basically. So why didn't they just give it to Trent or to Firmino? Especially Firmino, I just find that absolutely mad. His physicalities, I mean, stamina and jumping's fine. Strength-wise isn't too bad. Outside foot, shot and flair are nice to have as well, but it's just not worth doing, let's be quite honest. There's also there's going to be a party bag coming in the next few days as well, that guarantees like a record breaker or a one to watch or a rule breakers or something like that, which will be very good when that does come. But it hasn't come today, maybe tomorrow for Christmas Day, I'm not exactly too sure. But anyway, I mean, if we just talk about like centre mids in general from the Premier League, there's just so many more bets. I mean, that SBC is going to be about 500,000 coins, and it's just not worth it. I mean, we don't want to compare with icons. We want to go to the Premier League. So there's the team of the group stage, Kevin De Bruyne, who, whilst he doesn't have the defensive stats, you know, like the rest of it, I mean, much better dribbling, same pace, much better shooting, much better passing, and slightly less in physicality, but on the whole, it's just a better card. Paul Pogba, who I reviewed the other day, fantastic as a box-to-box midfielder. You wouldn't really play using Firmino as a CDM as well, just wouldn't be right. The road to the final Wijnaldum was very expensive, again, but it's fantastic. Even like a regular gold Paul Pogba is just better than Firmino in that obviously he's got 20 less defending, a little bit less in dribbling, and even in passing, but he'll just play better in game. He really will. Like, Firmino just doesn't have, I mean, it's a really cool dynamic image, to be fair, but then if you wanted to play him as a cam, which I'm sure a lot of you probably would want to do, there's a Bruno Fernandes Player of the Month, there's a various Bruno Fernandes special cards, there's the Bernardo Silva freeze cards, there is the Kevin De Bruyne one, Ziyech, Havertz. Want to watch Rodriguez, who just isn't great in this game. Madison's card, Balassi. And then obviously for centre forwards as well, if you want to use him as a striker. You have this Firmino card. You have Jota's team, the group stage card. Firmino. Okay, let's compare the two Firmino cards. Because if you then want to say, okay, well, I want to then go and do this SBC and use Firmino as a centre forward or as a cam, you literally could just go. So for example, the Inform has the same pace. This one, okay, so the lower rated card has more dribbling. This is the thing. They made this one more defensively minded. But even then, he's still not going to be great because he lacks in the height. He doesn't have the best work rates. The 5-star skill moves is kind of wasted in that position as like a defensive-minded player. It's just, I mean, he's got literally green stats all across the board apart from free kick accuracy. But it's just so expensive and there's just so many other alternatives that, to be quite honest, I really wouldn't bother doing this SBC. Of course, there is the loan there to be able to, so technically you can use him using him friendlies and you'd have him forever. And I might do his loan card just purely for that reason. Nothing for objectives. There is the Kappa card still there. Silver stars for the Atlanta player. Still the silver sensation thing. The foundations for the Eredivisie. But that literally does seem to be absolutely everything today. For Christmas Eve, the one thing that we get is a Roberto Firmino card that is just I mean, I'd argue that all these three are just better box-to-box midfielders than what that Firmino card would be. But yeah, that literally does seem to be the whole content by EA today. I will go back into the SBC section just before I shut this video, just to see if we were given anything else. I want to see if we got that party bag SBC. I'm pretty certain that we didn't, and I didn't actually check to see if we got any new icon SBCs. No. Still Veron, Hernandez, and Bergkamp, and these do expire in 48 hours, so I'm really hoping that we do get ourselves some new icon SBCs soon. Nothing in leagues, once again, no surprise there. There's the swaps, the foundations, there'll be nothing there. And then for live, of course, we got that Delort card like a couple hours ago. There's a couple new stuff in the FUT daily challenges. But there doesn't seem to be that party bag SBC. There's Sergio Aguero that's still there. There's, I think the Chamberlain SBC is still there as well. And he is. João Felix. There is marquee matchups as well, which I'll do offline. Bruno Fernandes, Player of the Month, Haaland, and all that kind of good stuff as well. But yes, that does seem to be all the content for today. So on the whole, this SBC, not worth doing. Obviously, you know, it's a decent card, and whilst he would still be good as a cam, you know, if you still want to go and use like a special Firmino card, just go and buy his Inform, who would be cheaper to buy off the market and will be tradable, rather than going and spending a stupid amount, like an 88 rated squad, 286 rated squads, and 85 and 84. It's just way too overpriced. So my personal opinion, I wouldn't do this SBC. But anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching this video, and I'll see you guys later.